Hello guys, and welcome back to the Long Dark Interloper run. This is Ronyan, and we just entered the dam here. We're just gonna look around in here a bit, and then probably end up heading for the ravine instead. But I haven't been here yet in this run, so we're gonna explore a little bit on this first floor at least. I don't know if Fluffy's here, but I suspect she probably is, since it's very common to run into her in Interloper. And I call a wolf a she. I don't know if Fluffy's actually a she, but I think a lot of people call her a she. So, found a bandage. That's a nice find. There's a hacksaw. That's pretty good too. A book. I believe I heard something. Yeah, I believe Fluffy is here. I think I heard a noise come from down there. I'm gonna switch over to the torch just in case I need to brandish it against her. We're not gonna go down there, but we're gonna explore everything up here. So I think I still have the safe to get to, and maybe a few drawers here. Alright, let's crack the safe open. I'm just a little paranoid because Fluffy sometimes will patrol upstairs while you're here. So you have to be on the lookout for that if you're doing Interloper. I'm not sure if that happens on other difficulties, but I know Fluffy can come upstairs. Let me go ahead and reset this for a second. I think it was right about here. Yeah. 24. I like to start out quick with the dial and pass up a bunch of numbers. If it's on the first tumbler, you can just go right back to it anyways. You don't lose much time. But this one's taking a while to find her. It's probably 59 positions down the dial from the last number. Not quite, but it's kind of funny how that works sometimes. And nothing in there, so that's disappointing, but I expected as much. Let's light up this lantern, and we're gonna cautiously make our way back out. I think there's maybe another room we need to explore first, but after that we'll make our way out. Keeping a close watch on that area down there. Usually what Fluffy does is just patrol around down there. But like I said, occasionally she will come up the stairs. I don't know if it's triggered by her hearing you up there or if she normally patrols upstairs. But I've never come into the dam and had her already be upstairs that I can remember. So I suspect she hears you and then comes down there, or comes up there. Let's go ahead and knock out these filing cabinets. Don't expect to find much, but a tin of coffee would sure be nice. Stale chocolate bar, I'll take that too. I can definitely eat that. Anything above moldy should be alright. And not sure I want to stay here any longer, so let's go ahead and get out of here, and we can come back later and face off with Fluffy when we get the bow if we need to. So the plan now is to head into the ravine and try to find Try to find that heavy hammer down at the bottom. It's a long rope, but I should be able to make it work with the coffee that I have on hand. Just looking around a little bit. I think I left a pile of stuff around here somewhere, but no, maybe not. Off to the ravine I go. I've been kind of thinking about the idea of doing an interloper run where I get maximum exploration and try to go for 100% explored in interloper, and then just basically call the run there. Seems like a pretty good challenge. Seems quite hard because you have to summit Timberwolf Mountain in order to do that, and there's a lot of other places on Timberwolf Mountain that are challenging to reach. So I think it'd be a really good challenge. I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time playing on Timberwolf before I want to undertake that. But travel in general in Interloper is pretty challenging because the weather doesn't cooperate often. You get blizzards much more commonly than you do in the lower difficulties. And the blizzards come more frequently the longer you survive, so it gets to be a real grind toward the end of these runs. But I still enjoy the process. See, there's still some cattails down here that I haven't picked. Go ahead and harvest those. Once again, it looks like a pretty good weather day. Surprised by how good the weather's been. That almost certainly means there's a whole day blizzard waiting for me on the other side of this. Just not sure when it's going to strike. No, I actually don't know if the game keeps track of it like that. I tend to think it's more randomized than that, and that it won't like overly punish you for having a long period of good weather, for example. I think it'll probably just be more random, so you might get punished, or you might not, basically. Things in this game do seem to be rather coincidental a lot of the time, in terms of the bad occurrences that happen to you. But I think that's all it is coincidence. I don't think they have Hinterland has introduced that into the game as a part of the actual game mechanic, where they intentionally line up bad things. It's possible I'm wrong about that. I don't know everything about the development of this game, so I don't think I'm wrong though. Jumping this, oh, a jerry can, that's really good to find. And the rope is in there. So we're going to take that because we're going to need it to drop down into the ravine. Kind of tricky getting out of some of these places. I think in the past there have been a few spots where people have actually gotten stuck on the map and they've had to fix it. It's got to be tough for development of the map when you think about how easy that is to actually accidentally create a little hole where somebody could fall or something like that. Map development is a lot harder than it sounds to put out good maps, good levels, that sort of thing. I've messed around with it a little bit, but not in any of the more modern games. Like, I used to do level development for Wolfenstein 3D some. Not in the early days, but, you know, early 2000s I played around with it some. There were a lot of mods coming out around that time for that game. But I can't imagine what level design would be like in a game like this, or a more modern game. It seems quite challenging to me. I am thinking about doing some Unreal Engine work though, so I may be getting into that pretty soon. Almost said Unreal Tournament there. I have played Unreal Tournament a little bit too much to where I say tournament immediately after the word Unreal every time. I just go around saying it like that. I'm a robot. Alright, let's walk up here. And the place where I can lower the rope is pretty close now. Should be right up here. Yeah, I see the rock right there. So guys, I actually don't have that long of a history in survival games prior to the Long Dark. Before I played this game, I played this War of Mine. I kind of discovered those games around the same time though. And I got pretty good at this War of Mine also. But other than those two games, I've only superficially played Subnautica, for example. And I have The Forest, and I have a lot of other games that I haven't played, which I'm sure most people can relate to that who have Steam games. You build up huge libraries of games and you don't have enough time to play them all. Something we're gonna have to fix in the future. Yeah, that's high on the priority list right there, having more time for gaming. So it's easy to get down this rope, not as easy to get back up it. So you've got a different type of train car down here. I'm not exactly sure what kind of train car that is. But sometimes there can be flare gun in there and other stuff, so we'll check it out. I actually don't know if the hammer can spawn here, but I have a suspicious feeling it might. And, oh, look. Yep, I found the heavy hammer. It was sitting on, like a passenger on the train, on the chair there. And got a flare gun too, so that will help with defense against the wolves some. Wolves. And a stem. So this may actually be a better spot than I realized for Interloper. That was a really good loot there. A heavy hammer, a stem, and a flare gun with 3 or 4 shells. I forget how many exactly. So that's pretty nice. I was not expecting it to be that good. So for future reference, this is a possible spawn point for the heavy hammer if you're having trouble finding it. Probably don't want to go down here unless you're having a lot of trouble finding it though. As I was in this run. This run has not been textbook at all. The weather's been pretty good for the most part, but not getting the heavy hammer to spawn closer to you is unusual. I'm sure it was in Timberwolf, but I don't think we started this run in Timberwolf, so I didn't get a chance to find it, and going to Timberwolf it's sort of out of the way once you get a run started. It can be helpful in the later game though. It can provide you with a lot of goods from the containers that fell off of the plane. As long as you have the hacksaw, you can just run through and tear those up. I see a cave here as well. Some more mushrooms on that stump. And a carcass here. We're gonna harvest those. And just a reminder, you guys, I'm not playing optimally with my matches. If you were going to play this, I suggest you keep torches on hand and light a torch first before you light the fire, because you get multiple attempts to relight it if it goes out and you don't burn through more than one match. It's just good practice. See, I failed. I just burned a match there. I don't know that I have a torch right now, but if I did, that would be what I should do, is light it first. Just in case this wind is any kind of problem, I'll throw it under this rock here. This is going to be a bit of a longer episode, not too long. I think we'll shoot for about a half hour. Some of the really early episodes I did were pushing 50 minutes, I think. Probably going to lower the average time on those. And I have burned through 2 matches. This is very poor. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do in this run. With regard to that, anyways. So we got the fire. Let's see if I can approach the deer. Gotta wait for the temperature to come up a little bit more. There you go, 45, that's good. We'll go ahead and cook this meat now. Got a pretty good amount of it. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to carry back up that rope though. May just eat it, I'm not sure. There you go. Should we take the guts and stuff off this deer? I do actually have a torch, so it's my mistake for not utilizing those better in this run. It's a really large fir limb right there at the cave entrance. But like I said, there's no way I can carry all that firewood up the rope. I can see a rabbit jumping around out there. So several cattails down here too, so this might be a good spot for multiple reasons if you have coffee and you know, energy to burn. I'll have to think about how I can work it into a strategy better. We're going to want to drop some of these cattail heads though. They're going to add to our weight pretty significantly. I did drop some earlier, but I might want to drop a few more before I go up. Not a lot of daylight left. Time to hit the coffees though. And yeah, we're going to have to drop a lot of weight before we can climb back up. It's just way too much. Probably gonna drink a couple more cups of coffee after that. Might leave a hacksaw here. And we are gonna drop the heavy fuel can because that's almost 5 pounds. Yep, and the extra hacksaw. And what else should I drop? Is it possible I can make it with 88 pounds? Might be. Yeah, this part of the map actually reminds me of a feature that I've hiked through in real life a few times called Devil's Hole. It's out in West Texas in Guadalupe Mountains National Park. If anybody knows where that is, it's where the highest point in the state is. And I'm from Texas, and there aren't too many mountains around the place where I live, so I've gone out there several times and climbed that mountain. Pretty fun trips, but it's a desert and the weather is pretty erratic for sure, so it's kind of like the weather is on this game a little bit. Not in terms of the blizzards though, but it's absolutely would be possible because it's one of the windiest spots in the country. So yeah, I decided to use the stem up the rope here just because I couldn't see another way to do it. Seems to make the most sense, and I needed to condition increase anyways. Just hoping I can get all the way up this before that stem wears off. Looks like I will. So pretty cool. I didn't have a lot of time left on that stem. And we are going to make our way back through to the coastal highway here. Across the old familiar tree bridge. I need to drink 1 cup of coffee at least to get my speed up a little bit. Probably 2 here. Okay, that got me, drinking 3 got me about a quarter of the way up on the tired condition. Got a lot of guts and deer hide that I can cure when I get somewhere, when I get back to coastal. But yeah, thinking about spending the night here, just because I'm probably gonna have to spend the night somewhere here. I don't know that I can haul all the way back. I already am freezing now, and the weather's okay, but it's cold, so you always have that to contend with. Yeah, I'm thinking about just hauling all the way. Hypothermia risks at 29%, that's pretty low. Feels like temperatures at 2 Fahrenheit though. So that's not good. Doesn't really matter when you're already below freezing though. Kind of works the same whether you're at 0 degrees, minus 30, or 30, I think. I don't think it varies once you get below freezing. You have to get above freezing for a little while to chase it off. Otherwise, your condition declines at 20% per hour regardless. So I'm tempting fate here a little bit by traveling this far. We'll see how it works out. I like to push the envelope a little bit in Interloper sometimes, just to see how much I can get away with. And it's almost dark now. And down to about 60% condition. So I've got roughly 2.5 hours to make it back before I die of freezing to death. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Let's get past this rubble pile. I'm not even getting a windbreak right here. Wind's blowing right through this tunnel. Pretty unlucky. Okay, it may have just changed directions because I just got that windbreak and saw the wind blowing crossways across the entrance. Let's keep going, guys. I'm sorry it's pretty dark. I hope you guys can see alright. It's not pitch black. There appears to be a decent amount of light for this night. But we'll be back to Coastal Highway pretty fast. Not even halfway up on the hypothermia risk. So this definitely looks doable to me. Here's the fun part, the trestle. Oh no. I know I'm gonna get by a blizzard, guys. Look at this. On the trestle. You know, if they wanted to make it really realistic, there should be a increased chance of falling off here during a blizzard. Wow. This has gone intense really fast. And I am down to 50% condition. Here's the most fun part. And it's pretty dark, but I think I'll be alright. Take it slow. Make sure I'm on the middle of the rail there. And we're good. As long as I can haul all the way back before I freeze to death, I'll be okay. Really starting to get dark now. I'm coming up to the railroad tunnel. Yeah, this is gonna get me to coastal now. So I think we're alright, guys. Got hit by a blizzard coming back, but shouldn't be a big issue. So I can walk right up here to the trailer here and get some sleep. Oh, this was a pretty fun segment of the run. A little bit worried there for a minute, but it's going to work out. %, declining. As long as I don't encounter a wolf, I'll be fine, and I don't think there are any wolves here normally. Yeah. Forgot about this section here. You have to pass that train car and stuff. It's a little farther to this trailer than you would think. Should be right up here on the right though. So I'm almost good, guys. Yeah, here we go. Gonna stop on 39 or 40% condition. Great, feels like 43. Let's get all these hides and guts dropped. Drop those green birch saplings. And need to eat some, not too much, and drink some. Definitely drink one of the herbal teas also. Need to get in a lot of condition tonight. I'm going to go ahead and sleep for the maximum amount of time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and give me a like and a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.